All right, let's get right into it. I stumbled upon a quote today that seems so simple at first glance, but the more you let it sit, the more you realize just how deep it goes. It's one of those ideas that really says a lot about how we navigate our lives and, maybe more importantly, protect our own well-being. So I think it's worth unpacking for sure.
And here it is. Avoiding certain people to protect your emotional health is not a weakness, it is wisdom. Just take a second with that. It's powerful, right? So in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to break this whole statement down piece by piece and really get to the heart of the wisdom it's offering us.
Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the main action here, avoidance. I mean, that word can sound kind of negative, can it? It makes you think of running away, hiding, or just not dealing with things. But the whole point of this quote is to flip that script. It's not about fear at all. It's about making a very deliberate, very conscious choice.
And what's so cool is when you look at how this actually works, it's not really a checklist, It's more of an internal process that happens. It starts with recognizing, really seeing who or what is just draining you emotionally. And that takes some serious self-awareness. Then, and this is the key part, you make a choice. You choose to put your well-being first. And from there, you act, not because you're mad or scared, but with a real purpose, to protect your own peace.
So, that's the what. But what about the why? I mean, why do this? The quote lays it out perfectly. It's all about protecting your emotional health. And think about what that means. It frames your inner peace not as something that's just there, but as a truly valuable asset, something you have to actively guard, just like you would your physical health or, your bank account. This really drives the point home, doesn't it? If we think about emotional health through the lens of this quote, it becomes this state of inner peace that's just so incredibly valuable. It's so fundamental to your life that, taking smart, strategic steps to keep it safe isn't just acceptable, it's the wisest thing you can do.
And here's the bottom line. Putting your peace first is not selfish. It is absolutely essential. That one simple idea is the bedrock of this whole concept. The moment you truly accept that your well-being is a non-negotiable, then the act of avoidance stops being a negative and becomes a totally logical, even necessary tool in your toolkit.
Now, this gets us to the real heart of the quote's argument. Because, let's be honest, society or even that little voice in our own head can sometimes tell us that setting these kinds of boundaries is a sign of weakness. That feeling like you're not strong enough to just deal with a difficult person. But this quote is challenging us to totally rewrite that story. And this is where that big shift in perspective happens. Look, on the one hand, you could see avoidance as weakness. You could see it as giving up, being unkind, being scared of a fight, or just plain running away. But what if you look at it through the lens of wisdom? Suddenly, giving up becomes setting boundaries. Being unkind becomes strategic self-care. Fear of conflict becomes prioritizing peace. And running away becomes preserving your energy. It's not about what you're running from. It's all about what you're running towards, which is your own well-being. It's a total game changer, right? It's all about how you frame it.
Okay, so we've looked at the action, we've looked at the why behind it, and we've talked about reframing the whole narrative. The last piece of the puzzle isn't just, understanding this stuff in your head. It's about really internalizing it, taking it on board, and starting to see how it might actually apply in your own life. So what's the big takeaway? It's really this simple. Direct instruction. Keep that in your mind. This isn't just a feel-good platitude. It's an active command. It's a reminder to hold on to this piece of wisdom, keep it close, and let it be your guide, especially in those moments when you feel like your peace is on the line. And that brings us to one last thing to think about, a final question to just sit with for a moment. And this isn't about pointing fingers or feeling angry. It's just an honest check-in with yourself, using this new perspective. So, whose presence is costing you your peace? You don't even have to have an answer right away. It's not about jumping into action. It's just about awareness. And as we've just seen, that awareness, that's where all the wisdom begins.